roaches out to guard his spine crawlers at his expansion, just kind of getting ready for any sort of poking. But he's largely pulled back. I think he's correctly identified that he can no longer harass.
Yeah, and one thing I really love is, I mean, Cheticus, he sort of knows what's up. I mean, he knows that his opponent needs to get Hydralisk and probably Infestors as well. So instead of staying idle with his Mutalisk because he knew he couldn't attack directly, he scouted all over the map. He actually queued them all individually. Such a good move because he gets to see if there's any hidden expansions anywhere. You just don't want to lose to something like that in a really important tournament match like this. So really cool play by Cheticus. I'm a big fan of that. I think people should do that more often. Just stay active with your units.
Oh, and there's the fungal growth that we were worried about.
Fungal, and now he's in big trouble. These Hydralisks are going to shred through these roaches. Oh my god.
So much fungal
again. And now the question is he going to be able to defend his expansion? Probably not. And that's what happens when you expand very early in well, not very early, but when you expand in the mirror match.
I think he maybe just wants to push into the base because he doesn't want to even deal with that stuff. But he has the army that cannot be attacked right now.
Yeah, and some Infestors out for Cheticus as well, but they're gonna get their fungal growth very, very soon. He needs to move back so he doesn't get them sniped. Oh, very good, very, very, very nice.
Wow, nice micro.
Yeah, nice micro from both of these players, but I love that. You know that you're in a position where you need to do something with all these units you've invested. So throw down some infested terrans and kill off a few units in the mineral line. I'd like to see them actually snipe some drones because they kill drones very effectively, but I guess with the absence of that, they sort of have free reign. And now Cheticus is in not a great position because all of his tech has sort of been revealed. The expansion that's taken by Wes is a lot safer, and he has a tech advantage. He has the Infestors and Mutas, and those, Infestors and Hydralisks, and Mutalisks is just going to be useless in this scenario.
Yep, I like that Wes has the presence of mind to keep a couple of Hydralisks behind his base. You know, he just has a little bit of base defense up there. He managed to get his expansion kind of going, not really. I mean, he could use some more gas. The problem with making Infestors is that they are so gas hungry. But I like that this has become a battle of Infestors. If you'll notice, both players struggling to keep their Infestor counts up. We've got 3 more Infestors coming up for Cheticus, who is also getting 10 Banelings. So he's, taking sort of an anti-Terran kind of play with this, which is hold them still, do damage to them, and then hit them with Banelings, which is great against Hydralisks. Banelings are wonderful if they can get in close.
Yeah, look how much faster those Hydralisks are on creep. Now he has complete control over his base. He doesn't really need to worry. I mean, the thing is, Cheticus, he was really ambitious in going for that natural that's exposed to the front. I mean, not only did he have to sacrifice drones and minerals to get up those spine crawlers, they ended up not being all that effective because of the positioning on those spine crawlers. So, very, very good move from Wes, a far more conservative style. This is an expansion I like. We know he has control over that. He doesn't really have to worry. But now a Nidus actually coming up from Wes.
Ooh.
So I don't even where he's planning on Nidusing. Maybe right here. Does our other Zerg player have sight? No. So that's a wide open space.
He's got a little bit of sight right there in that corner. Yeah, that would be another way. Wes again is kind of challenging the norms of Zerg versus Zerg here. I would totally approve of that. Why not? Cheticus scouting with a single Baneling of all things.
Yeah, that's not going to be.
He killed a creep tumor.
Still killed a creep tumor though. That's cool. But I actually I guess it's sort of unwitting for Cheticus, but the positioning he has here is such that a Nidus actually might be to his advantage, because if all those units come out of the Nidus canal, he could just fungal growth them on the spot and kill them all straight out. And all they'll really be in range of is an infestation pit. So please move back with your infestors. No. You're going to be totally out of position for this. Wow, reading my mind. And sending it as well. So there we go. He needs to get fungal growth off, though. Oh, beautiful. He needs another one, though.
Can you keep them going? Here come the Banelings on top of the fungal growth, but the Banelings themselves are fungal growth. We've got a fungal growth war going here. Second or third fungal growth going down on Wes. Wes still doing damage from where he's standing, but really taking damage from those fungal growths. But I think he's kind of outlasting Cheticus at the moment, who's forced to go back into his infested Terran now as the only last defense that he can find. Does he have any more infestors left? No, he does not. It's just going to be Cheticus, but for some reason, Wes is backing out. I guess he didn't even want to worry about fighting those units and just pulled out. So, okay, not bad. A tactical retreat.
And I actually like this because he had a lot of units on low health. He can retreat them, get them time to get the Zerg regen going. And he got the information advantage. He knows that Cheticus is teching right now to hive tech, so he's comfortable throwing down his expansion and keeping it there, and hopefully saturating that as he tries to figure out a way to deal with the hive tech that's inevitably coming. So I really like that use of Nidus. I mean, he forced Cheticus to use.
Yeah, definitely took out those banelings really, really well there.
Yeah, now yeah, Cheticus looking to respond with an Ultralisk Cavern. So these Ultralisks are going to be interesting. I actually don't know this. It's kind of embarrassing, but can a fungal growth stop an Ultralisk?
They are what is the word?
Stunnable.
Yeah, they're unstunnable. I believe that means they cannot, but they do take damage from it. The graphic goes onto them, and they take the dot, but they just kind of walk around with the little green thing on them.
Ooh, and look at that, another hatch. This is interesting. I think this is a situation where it's a little bit greedy, and I don't think it's under much threat of being pressured, but I think he needs to really, really figure out a way to.
Yeah, I mean, he has so much money in the bank, he kind of has to. In fact, I'm surprised he doesn't just throw out one or two more of them, just because he can. He could easily blow 600 right now and still have plenty of money to spend. So, I think that's kind of just a gamble on his part. Like, well, I'll just get it. If it lasts, it lasts. If not, I'll just spend the rest of my money anyways. But he has a lot of money right now. Wes is really, he's staying reasonably on top of his supply. He just needs to pick an army and go for it. But with 3 Ultralisks, with upgrade and plating and level 1 damage coming, Cheticus has an army that is really going to, drive some fear into West if he's not ready for it.
Yeah, and he doesn't have all that big of an army himself. If we look at the supply counts, they're fairly even. If we look at the income, it's fairly even as well. So Wes, he had a slight advantage, but now the tech advantage goes to Cheticus. And I'm wondering what Wes is planning on doing. Maybe some Brood Lords or something, because, I mean, those Ultralisks are just going to be out before his, and you don't want to be caught with fewer Ultralisks.
Yeah, Wes just has so much money. I don't know why he's spending. This is not typical for him to have. He's got 1,500 and about 1,000 gas. I mean, he really needs to get some more units up.
Yeah, I suppose he's waiting for that hive tech. Yeah, there we go. And it looks like he's countering with Ultralisks of his own. I just don't think he has a way to deal with these initial Ultralisks, though. I mean, 4 with a fungal growth army, it's going to be very, very tough to deal with. Yeah, right now, Wes, is he producing anything else? Okay, more Hydralisks, more Infestors, but
just a little bit. I think you're right. He's just saving for Ultras. He's just kind of trying to keep that that nest egg there. But it looked like Cheticus was going to move out, but then he had second thoughts and backed off. But I think Cheticus could almost win it right now. He just has enough.
Yeah, and I really like this. Wes is actually scouting out with a few links to see if there's any expos that he should know about. And Cheticus is only just now getting up his base. So if this push fails, I think that will be the conclusion of that, because oh god, Cheticus needs to stop waiting and push because he has the advantage. There we go.
Yep, there's 4 Ultralisks coming out for Wes right now, but of course they're not going to be here for quite a while. And here comes Cheticus, knowing full well where his army is. His army is just a little off the creep. And here we go. Fungal growths, let's go. And see, yeah, there it is on the Ultralisk, but he's just charging around with it on him anyways.
It's a very cool animation, but those Ultras are doing so much damage. Even though 2 are about to go down right now, though, you should have brought some Queens maybe. Oh no, you didn't spread his creep well enough to transport them, but wow, the damage that an Ultralisk can do is just insane. With that splash and the fungal, the units didn't stand a chance, and sort of hard to tell what was going on there. I mean, not only are they the same race, but everything's bungling everything.
A couple of more, 3, 4 more Ultralisks coming out here for West, so maybe they'll be able to turn the tide. What with their, they kind of mutually counter each other because they all do bonus damage to armored. But they're all just kind of headbutting away here, but the Roaches are just going to turn the tide, and I think Cheticus is going to be able to win this with his existing Ultralisks. Yes, sir. Oh, look at that furrowed Ultralisk up top for West. Still on top of his micro.
Yeah, so Wes, he's in a tough situation right now. I mean, Cheticus had really good timing. It could have been even a little bit earlier, but I think that was the last possible window of opportunity that he needed. And we attacked just before those Ultralisks got out. And the difference is they both had Ultralisks, but one of them actually had an army when his Ultralisk got out. So I think I hesitate to call it too early.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to stay and fight, but Wes needs to win this one, or else he's lost the game basically. So maybe he's trying to keep winning it with a couple of Ultralisks he's making, a single Mutalisk. Not a lot there. Maybe he can win it a little bit with these last couple of Infestors, but it's definitely a close call here. I like what Cheticus did, by the way. If you didn't catch that, he quickly, after he did his attack, he followed up with like a good couple of handfuls of Zerglings. just because they could get here really fast. And right as it was just a small number of units on each side, all of these Zerglings came in out of nowhere, and he totally took advantage of that late game Zergling speed.
Oh,
even though for whatever reason, nobody ever gets adrenaline glands, and they're so good. Nobody ever does that. But, you know, if you have a whole bunch of money in the bank, I always think it's worth it to get them, because at some point, and Wes says good game, and so there we have it.
And